Hey guys, this is Charlie. Today is May 7th, 2011. It's a Saturday afternoon. And the reason why I'm doing this video is to do a how to set up a cage for budgie parakeets. I have on the left here a male blue, I think opaline, and the female is a Texas gray. I noticed from the last batch of babies they have right now, I actually pulled them from the nest and I'm actually hand feeding them and hand raising them. The Texas Gray, the genetics of that clear body is actually very strong in genetics. So all of her babies came out looking like her, which are very pretty and different. Only one came out similar to him, but I'm not sure what will happen until later on when we check into how the babies look later. So I want to talk about how to set up budgie parakeets. And here I have a nest box. This nest box you can buy at the pet store. And it's just a parakeet nest box. And here in Seattle, Washington, it cost about $6.99. And if you just go to the pet store and ask for a parakeet nest box, that's all you really need to know because that's what you're looking for. And then here I have a regular size cage. This cage is probably about 24 inches tall by 18 by 18. And it's just a basic cage, and I have a water bottle and a feeding dish and another feeding dish. And then sometimes I'll use this feeding dish here with just millet, and the other one I will use with sprouts or pellet food, anything that you want to add. But it's a good idea to always keep these two full of the seed if they are going to be feeding baby birds, because the millet seed actually helps. It's just a faster process for them to eat it and actually chew up the seed and just swallow it and then regurgitate it back for the babies. So the other thing I want to talk about is it's really important to get cuddle bone for these little guys. Always have cuddle bone supplied for them all the time. Make sure that they have cuddle bone so they can chew on it whenever they want, especially during breeding. Especially for the female. She's going to need cuddle bone because she's going to need the extra calcium to produce those eggs. Plus you don't want her to get egg bound. So make sure you have cuddle bone all the time for the rest of the bird's life. If you're going to get a healthy bird to breed for you successfully, you're also going to need vitamins. Vitamins is really important. I like to put the vitamins into the water, and it turns a little bit of a yellow color. And these guys here will actually eat it. Drink it. And when they drink it, they're always drinking water, so they're always getting their vitamins. Also, if you can provide a mineral block, that's a really good idea. On the bottom of the cage, I have a cuddle bone and a mineral block. They chew on that whenever they want, and they'll eat it and just, whenever they feel like it, they'll just chew on it. You'll notice because you'll see some of it torn apart. Sprouts is really important because it's a live food, and you can actually take your own beans and sprout them. If you're interested in knowing how to sprout seed, you can actually look at my videos. I have some videos on sprouting seed for birds or for even people. Also, daylight's really important. These guys are right now looking out in my kitchen window. I have a real big window, and by providing them with a lot of light, probably about 12 hours a day, it helps stimulate the bird to understand that the days are longer and that there's more time to forage and to have babies and to do whatever they want, so they can kind of know it's springtime. Perches. Make sure you keep your perches clean. The reason why is because, as you can see, these two are just sitting there. If their perches are crossed, like you see down below, you see one crossed and then you see the other one there, it's okay. The only problem is if they're sitting like the way they are now and they're constantly pooping on that perch is going to have feces on it, and if they end up stepping on it and constantly just perching on poop, they're going to probably get a foot infection, and parakeets can get that real easily. So make sure your English budgies or your regular parakeets or any of your birds have clean perches, so that way you don't have any foot problems. You'll be able to tell that they have foot problems if you see them limping or constantly keeping their foot up and not able to hold on to the perch. So make sure that you keep their perches clean. Age. If you want to breed your parakeets, these English budgies are now about 1 year and 4 months. I would suggest that the female should be a little bit older, probably around, if you had to breed them early, maybe around 11 months old. And then the males, he was actually ready for breeding right around 6 months old. So I would suggest if you want to breed parakeets, the English budgies, you do want to breed them a little bit young because they do tend to kind of have a lifespan of breeding for about 2 to 3 years successfully, and then after that they just kind of stop giving you babies or fertile eggs or less eggs. Now this is just through what other people have explained to me on their breeders. So I would suggest maybe possibly breeding the male and the female close to a year old, so that way you can have some healthy birds that have all the nutrition and vitamins and cuddle, bone, and calcium that they've been eating, and that way they can have a successful breeding. The last thing is nesting material. I like to use old orchard hay or Timothy hay. Old orchard hay is kind of like a grass, and it's very soft, and they can actually chew on it if they want to, but it's very soft to where when they're sitting in the nest box and it's mixed in with pine shavings, not cedar, but pine shavings, it's very soft and it smells good, and it'll absorb any odors in there. Especially when the babies are beginning to hatch, they need to be able to pull that moisture from their body a little bit. And then at the same time, when the parents are sitting on them, they'll dry up a little bit. And if they go to poop, it'll be absorbed into the pine shavings. And the Timothy hay just kind of helps with a nice cushioning, or the old orchard hay, or orchard hay I should say. So this is my cage setup, and I don't know if anybody has any concerns or questions or anything they want to ask. If there's anything that you can think of that I didn't add in this video, definitely leave a comment down below and make suggestions. All this information that I'm doing is my experience. It's the way I do things, so it's not exactly, you know, what you're supposed to do. So it's just an example of what I do for my birds. So these guys have babies. I'll do some videos on them. I probably right after this one, because the babies look so much like the mother, and she's a Texas clear body. She's kind of a beigey gray. It's kind of hard to tell in this video. And he's a very beautiful blue. He's kind of like a sky blue. And supposedly he's called an opaline because his feather patterns, as you can see from here a little bit, they're different from hers on the wings. His are kind of leopardy, and hers are kind of zebra, you know, zebra looking. That's kind of how I describe it. Alright, so if anybody has any questions or comments, don't forget to rate the video, and please subscribe so that way you can see upcoming videos that I have, and I try to do them weekly or even twice a week. Alright guys, see you on the next video.